Shut up and sit down.
Hello, I'm Shelby Hernandez, and you're watching the Books and Shows Throwdown. Today, I'll be talking about the 100. Now, normally, I'm really into consistency and accuracy, and I don't like when adaptations make a lot of changes. But in the case of the 100, the book and the show are vastly different. See, the skeletal structure is the same, but the meat, how everything does happen, is completely different. And because of this, it's going to be a tough choice. That is for sure. So, with that said, what will win, the book or the show? There's only one way to find out, by going through the issues. So, let's start with issue 1. Series unlikelihoods. So, I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to give away the plot. But here's what's funny about the book. There's a man who is responsible for making it so that a lot of people's family and friends are killed for very stupid reasons, for crimes as simple as having a child, which often just kind of happens, you know? And yet, that same guy's son goes with a bunch of criminals to Earth, and they take him to be their leader. Like, what? That's ridiculous. If you are responsible, or if anyone that you know is responsible for the death of my family or my friends, I'm not going to be okay with you. And yet these are teenagers who, often teenagers are known to be rowdy and irrational. And they're like, oh no, you're fine. Yeah, okay, I'm not even a teenager and I wouldn't be okay with that guy if that were me. That is not right. And they're organized. Like, they're like, okay, yeah, no, let's go build houses and let's go do whatever in the state of the apocalyptic Earth that they're returning to. And they're teenagers. Again, they don't have organization. That's just silly. But in the show, the one problem I have with that is that everybody lives. And considering the fact that it's like a post-apocalyptic thing where they're going back to a place that they don't know very well anymore, and where there's people that could want to kill them, and they don't have food, and up in the Ark, there's like all these problems, like they're running out of resources. People should die. That's the end of the story. People should die, and none of the main characters die. I don't even think I see one die until maybe halfway through the second season even, and that's just silly. So, I don't like things like that happen that just don't make sense. And now, let's move on to issue 2. Character portrayals. In both the book and the show, there's at least one character that I don't like how they're portrayed. For the show, that character in particular is Octavia. In the beginning, she's ridiculously flirty, has like 5 different boyfriends, and it's just annoying to watch, really. Later on, she ends up strengthening up, and I like that, but how she is in the book is a shy girl who's also very strong. And I admire that more than a ridiculous flirt. As for the book, Clark is awful. In the show, she's so awesome. And it's funny because in the book, other characters will describe Clark, and those descriptions will match how she's in the show. But they don't match how she's in the book at all. Like, let me give you some examples. Clark always moved with such purpose, whether reaching for a book in the library at home or striding forward to examine a plant that caught her eye. He knew every expression, the way she pursed her lips in concentration when studying a medical procedure, or how her eyes practically sparkled when talking about one of her weird interests, like biological classification or theoretical physics. So, hearing those quotes, do you picture a girl who would be basically naked in front of a guy she basically just met, who also, not long before, had taken their leader hostage up on the Ark? No, probably not, because, that's not a smart girl. That's a ditz. And that's not what Clark's supposed to be. So I don't know what the author was thinking on that one. So now, having gone through all these issues, it's time to decide. Was it winning the book, or was it the show? Drumroll, please. And now, the winner of this round was the show. To put it simply, the show was just better. There was just a lot more accuracy, there was a lot more action, there was a lot more characters that helped add humor and add, I don't know, a better plot sequence. Plus, the books were overly romancy, and if you're a girl and you're a teenager, that's all well and dandy, but I'm 23, so I need a little more, and I need a little more real. What I will say, though, is both are good in their own right. The book, though, is definitely better for teens, and the show is better for adult audiences, both male and female, to be specific. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. I'm Shelby Hernandez, and this has been the Books and Shows Throwdown.